Okay, folks, I am live here in southern Nebraska outside of Fairbury, Nebraska, and I am watching storms initiate to my south in Kansas that are going to be coming up into Nebraska here shortly. Do have a strong storm just to my southwest, while just being about 25 miles yet, but I am keeping an eye on that and other development. You can see I got a pretty good looking cumulus cloud right in front of us here, so kind of got to be careful today because the roads here are very soupy after a boatload of rain. So I'm going to try to swing us around just a tickle. Ooh, that's a nice pick there. I'm going to grab that. Got the microphone on today, so hopefully that'll be a little bit better experience for everybody. And you can hear me when I'm outside the car. All right, get this guy hooked up in case I need it later. Oh, that's kind of cool. Hopefully this doesn't become a mess really quick. Or I might slip east here a little bit at some point, not right now, but at some point, and see what tail end Charlie looks like here. Because I got four separate cells to my west that are kind of close together. Okay, got the social media stuff done. And now we watch. Quick little meso analysis. Look at the environment here. Right, warm front. So these storms are firing right on the front. Come on, work with me here, iPad. Work with me here. There we go. Yeah. Okay, I'd agree with that. Okay. Take some more pics here and watch for lightning and all that fun stuff here. yet to see any lightning bolts. Radar says there's lightning, but storms may still be kind of getting their act together. Probably going to have a cell measure here soon. Let's carefully on these muddy roads. Kind of go around the block here and see what kind of view I can get at the east-west road that's just ahead here. And there has been a lot of rain in southern Nebraska, northern Kansas last night and this morning. So I'm going to have to be very mindful of my pull-offs and that sort of thing. Alright, let's see what this road looks like. We'll just go to the top of the hill. There's a nice 1 mile by 1 mile road grid here. Kind of like in my home state of Iowa, here in Nebraska. So that's good. Alright, looks okay. So we'll go here so we can maybe go to the top of this hill here and get a little better angle. And I can swing around, go back to the highway, and adjust position as needed. Now, there's storms like into the south of this, so those would probably, and they're kind of in the warmer air mass, so they would probably tend to eventually probably be better. Alright. Kinda don't really want to pull too far in here, but I don't know how soft it is. We're going to do that. And I'm going to turn you guys just a tickle. There we go. Let's get a different viewpoint. I think we're going to try the new tripod out here. Try for some lightning. Let's give the new tripod a go. There's some thunder. First thunder I've heard today. Alright, so looks like probably off that way. So let's tighten up. Let's try over there. Alright, we're gonna. Alright. Turn that off. Probably drop this down to here. Go to here. Tighter there. As the direction. Got a few sprinkles. adjust my position here a little bit. I've got a little more confidence in this driveway I pulled in. Oops. Oh, and looks like we got a tornado watch up. Yes, we do. I'm in the southern and eastern portion of the tornado watch. Real details on this guy here. Cameron. All right, tornado watch number 99, effective until 11 p.m. We've got storms to the west as well that are going to work into this environment. Let's look at the mesoanalysis. Surface observations. Yeah, looks like our warm front is just basically overhead. Got southeasterly winds. We have deep moisture convergence just to our south. Yeah, I think this area looks pretty good for severe weather. Sprinkled on a little bit. The storm is undergoing a merger. Kind of had 4 individual cells. Now we're down to 3. We have an merger on this storm here is taking place. And then we have down south a merger taking place. So I'm going to grab my camera here because it is rated a little bit and I'm not seeing any lightning bolts yet, so let me grab that puppy and bring it back in here. You can see the actually we'll listen for thunder outside of that one there. I can see the rain-free base now this storm. It's kind of on center left of your screen. It's still a little ways out. And I can also see the storms to the south, which honestly, they could be the ones that actually do something here. I think we're just gonna kind of hold. Still early. See how everything evolves here. On the heaviest part of the storm, we are, that's about 18 miles to our southwest. I just really want to see what this thing does. What I might do is we'll go down the road, hang a right, and go back to the highway and go a little further west and just get a closer view of this storm as it passes by. Then we can watch it and still keep an eye on these storms to the south, and we can get back east for them if we need to. Let's do that. And yep, that's the Popo detector, so yeah. Let's make our way. Lights on. No traffic coming. let's get a little closer to this storm in case, it decides to do something interesting. Merger is taking place right now. Fire up the velocity data. Not seeing anything of interest yet, but we'll see. Man, this is sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. Man, they got a lot of rain here. Alright, this road looks okay-ish. Yeah, we'll get back to the highway here. Yeah, this is just slop, slop, slop. I don't want to do a lot of chasing on this. It might be relegated to the highway. I mean, I don't. Pulling off on this to stop and take pics is fine, or even this little adventure is fine, but I wouldn't want to go like 20 miles on this. It's just sloppy. Gonna need a little defrost here. That south storm has kind of an interesting look to it. I mean, it's heading this way. It's about 38 miles out. We're watching it too. Like after this north storm passes, I'm probably going to shift my focus to the south storm because the south storm has pretty much uninterrupted airflow into it. It's in a slightly warmer environment, a little bit better environment. Okay, let's see what we get here. Yeah, here we go. Actually, we can get a good view right here. We're gonna kind of pull in diagonal like, and we'll just kind of keep an eye out. We'll stay here for a few minutes and watch this, but this north storm's really starting to look disorganized. Looking on radar, the storms that are to the south actually look much, much better. I think this north storm might be about done. I think it's just getting choked off. So I think what we're going to do here is we can go back to Fairbury and then maybe drop south a little bit. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I'm just not seeing anything that's interesting here that's worth staying here for. All right. But those south storms do look interesting. We're going to let this north storm go. Storms seem to be kind of still working on, getting their act together. We'll do a little strategic repositioning. Yeah, storm we're leaving that we left might have a broad rotation, but it is about to get just completely annihilated by a storm to the south. So, but the furthest south storm out of the three has got a big old hail core now, and it is definitely intensifying. So that is going to be the one that we're gonna go check out. I like the call I made. Alright, getting out of the rain. Alright, turn off onto that highway. Still heading off to the northeast here. Yes, it is. Alright, we're going to go southeast here for a little bit, so we can get into a better position and let the south storm come to us. our southern storm is looking pretty gnarly right now. Gnarly in the fact that it's got a big hail core. Looks like it's pretty strong. So yeah, we are going to get out ahead of this guy and let it come to us. So yeah, the northern storm we were watching earlier is pretty much just, the whole storm is like one big storm now. Kind of elongated, but there's definitely some supercellish looking characteristics on the tail end of this thing on the south side. And then there's some new storm development even further south of it. So looking at the western end of the watch, there are some storms way out there, but not looking terribly impressive. But yeah, this is still the main storm here in Nebraska anyway. Looks like there is a north-south road that might be paved that goes south out of Steel City. That might not be a bad place to be, or there's another one just excuse me, just a little further east that we can dig. But yeah, let's get the Steel City first. Don't fly into me, big bird. Really don't want to do that. Looking at the motion here. I almost think a little further east would be prudent. What we could do is go on this road south of Steel City and just beep up south a little bit. That'll keep us close to the storm. If we need to bop back north, we can and go east. Yeah, let's do that. Still too far. Yeah, probably there. Okay. Alright, there's my turn. This should get us into a little bit better viewing once we get away from the river and train tracks and all that fun stuff that's been on along this route. It looks like I go this way, the highway. Oh, that is bouncy, bouncy. Alright, now we gotta get over the river here, and then we'll be getting away from the river, so that should help our views significantly. Looks like there was a burn over here to my right, and pretty recent too, because I can still smell the burnt grass. Oh, and that's why there's smoke up here. Little something, something down there in that ditch. It's still burning. Okay, we're getting out of the river valley here. Looks like we're getting back into a good road grid again. Alright, looks like we've crossed over into Kansas. try to find ourselves something with a view here. I might let this storm kind of come to us. That way, if I need to still book up north and get east a little bit of it, I can. Not a good view there. Bad view, but let's go to the top of this hill up here. A little. Got to be leery of these Kansas roads because a lot of them are just straight up mud. That road looks like gravel? Question mark. Hell, it's gravel to at least the top of that hill, so we'll take it. All right, now we're looking at our storm pretty much head on here. We'll go to the top of this hill. Ooh, I just saw a flash of lightning in the clouds. Uh, I'm not gonna cross this hill at warp 10 because if it turns to mud, then yeah, we be in trouble. Nope, doesn't turn into mud. I just gotta get past these here trees. Don't like being on the crest of a hill quite like this. And I don't really want to go a ton more forward. Let's go to that hill. Let's see if there's any. What it's like. Really, honestly, go back to the other hill and see if we can make it work. Because I don't want to go a super long ways down here, then have to try to fly out of here. Or what we might do is just, yeah, these trees really kind of mess me up here because by the time I get past them, I'm over the crest of the hill, and somebody does come from the other way, they won't necessarily see me. And I don't want to be in that situation. There is another road, another mile south, which isn't, given what the storm is doing. Yeah, if these trees weren't here, this would have been pretty good. But kind of the area I want to see is being blocked by trees. So let's go. We'll go south one more mile, and try that road to pull off on and get the west view. Yeah, let's go 1 more mile south. Or if I find a good driveway right off the highway here, that will work too. Yeah, let's actually see what we have at the top of this hill here. We got a good farmer's driveway we can pull into. That will work just as well. Okay, there is something there. Kind of iffy. We may end up just coming back to this road we just left, but we'll see. It's just kind of hilly, and it's just kind of makes it hard to get a visual. Let's see what this road's all about. Oh, it's by a. Not a fan of it being by a creek, but. Ooh. Yeah, no, absolutely not. With this one, it has potential if we can get to the top of the hill here and turn around. This one has potential. Let's go up here. Still. We might have some potential at the top of this hill here. Actually, we might have some good potential here at the top of this hill to get a view. And maybe see if it's doing any structure things. There is some rotation on radar now, so we'll get turned around here. Okay. Let's turn around carefully. Very carefully. Oh yeah, view's not bad. Oh yeah, we can see everything. Perfect, and we can just sit right here on top of this hill. Carefully pull off to the side. Yep, I'm gonna straighten you guys up here. There we go. In fact, I'm probably gonna tighten your view here a little bit and refocus. Oh. So straight ahead will be kind of the main part of the storm, and then from the right it'll come in the view here very momentarily, kind of the back side of the storm, where there is some rotation back there. That rotation is still 23 miles out, but it is going to close the gap. I'm going to take a few pics and watch for lightning, see if I can set up for lightning. Kind of getting sprinkled on here again. think it's turning right. I just need to be patient. I just need to be patient. Is this thing trying to do structure things? I think it might be. I think it's trying to do structure things. My goodness, why do you do that? The storm's trying to do structure stuff. We do have nice southeast winds. I think our supercell is becoming more organized here. You see a little bit of structure with it. Get some wipers going here. That so I don't get wet. Boy, this thing's got a pretty good size hail core in it now. It almost seems to be making a right turn. Little bit of a right turn, maybe. I think we're gonna let this feller kind of come to us here. It's closing the distance. Got a little bit of rain here, but actually we're in a pretty good spot, I think. Still past, we can go north and we can then kind of keep up with it, but there's a cell to the south. I don't know what that thing might do. It might throw some interference, but I'm gonna kind of position us so so you guys can kind of see what's coming in the screen there. There we go. Kind of the area of interest will be, to our left, where you got, kind of the far left screen. So look left of the power pole, left of the rain, kind of that where it's brighter and there's a little bit of lowering going on there. That's the part of the storm we want to keep an eye on, and it should become kind of easier to see here and follow as the supercell moves off to the northeast. Let's see if there's a kind of Omaha, I think is too far. Let's see what the view from Topeka's radar looks like. Yeah, I think that's a little too far away. I think the Hastings radar is probably still a one. Okay. I'm gonna straighten this out here because right now the rotation is straight west of us now, and that's going to be kind of in the rain. What is going on over there? supercell still has a big hail core, but looking a little bit more disorganized. The hail core is basically straight ahead of us here, kind of in that area where it's a little bit, kind of to the right of the road where it's a little bit lighter, kind of off in that area. There is another cell to the south that's going to interact with this storm at some point. Right now, just kind of hanging out, watching, looking for some more structure, listening to the thunder. So it looks like this storm did produce a tornado about a half hour ago, kind of in the rain. Interesting. There was a tornado, but no tornado warning on it. Okay. Very interesting. So it looks like my storm did produce a tornado. I was just on the wrong side of it here. A little further west earlier. But there is still stuff going on. We're definitely not done yet today. Better so you got kind of a good tongue of 60-degree dew points kind of arching their way up in here. Just kind of warm front is lifting through, so this storm is on the warm front. Seems to be almost kind of following the warm front. And we're going to take some more pics here. These are looking pretty good. A little bit of structure here. I'm going to get a little damp. That's okay. I got a dry shirt in the bag. Southeast winds are picking up again. Okay, this storm's starting to, for at least from this perspective, is looking kind of neato. I'm going to zoom this out just a tickle so you guys can enjoy the view too. Storm's going to get munched here. Okay, that was kind of close. What is happening there? All right, you're going to hear me dictate a social media post here. Beautiful supercell moving out of Kansas into far southern Nebraska. South of Fairbury. All right, we're going to take some more pics here. Okay. About to have a big cell merger here. So we're going to hold here and see what happens. Well, you guys are going to see a cell merger. You can see precipitation coming in from the left. We're going to catch up with our storm kind of on the right side of the screen. This kind of storm chase I don't mind. Maybe I didn't see the tornado, but you know what? That's okay. I'm seeing some cool stuff going on right now. And the tornado hunt is definitely not over yet. Okay, we're going to take a picture of that. That is kind of interesting. I don't know. It's not a tornado, but it's interesting. definitely not being RFD'd. Alright, we are merging. There's some thunder to the southwest now. Or kind of overhead, or all the above. Okay. I have to do a mic adjustment here. Wow, that's looking kind of cool. Definitely picking up an uptick in thunder to my southwest, so it was like non-existent just a couple minutes ago, and now it is kind of cranking off here. Okay. How tall is this thing? Good. 42,000 feet. That's where the storm is kind of doing its merger. We had a brief uptick in lightning and thunder. And still got lightning and thunder. Trying to just thinking here of what I want to do. could just let the storm pass over us, and then we'd be, because it's kind of getting its act together as it's undergoing this merger. That might be my play here, is just kind of wait, and then we'll kind of follow it north and east. Quick look at something here while we're waiting. I'm just doing a really quick look at some of the model data for tomorrow. Kind of getting some closer lightning here. Kind of getting lightning straight to myself here now. We're going to hold this position and see what this thing does. It might wrap up and do something very close to me. Oh, that is cool over there. I gotta get that. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, I'm seeing lightning. Come on. All right, something's going on. Very close. All right, back inside. We are getting some bolts pretty close here somewhere. There is quite a bit of lightning going on just to my north in this new hail core. I have yet to see a CG. I've seen flashes in the sky. Excuse me. All right, let's go ahead and do this. We're gonna switch directions here. We're gonna go back down to the highway, and we're going to kind of face north because there is some scary looking clouds to our north. And this road is already gooey enough. Don't want it getting more gooey with a whole bunch of rain. Yeah, I trust my Iowa gravel roads. These here in Kansas, I do not. The highway is called Rainbow. That's funny. See what this pull-off looks like. We'll continue facing north, but I think I can ease off here without getting too much trouble. I hope. There we go. Let's turn the blinkies on. People see me. Pretty good cell down there by Wichita. This storm's going to be heading into where it's a little less favorable. It's a little cooler. Dew points are still in the 60s, but it is about 5 degrees cooler. What are we doing there, fellers? Howdy. Nope, just watching the storm here. Just watching the storm. So nope, I'm good. I'm a storm chaser, so just kind of keeping an eye on the weather is what I'm doing. Nope, I'm good. All right, thank you though. That was cool. Have people ask if you're good. Okay. I think let's keep north here. I'm gonna turn this back on. Plug this back into power. GPS connected. All right, we are going to turn that off. Where am I? There I am. So we're going to go north and then east and then north. So let's keep up. Let's go ahead and we're going to keep up with the storm here. All right, so kind of keep an eye on that too. Yeah, there is some broad rotation up ahead, so yeah, we're gonna make our way back north here. There's a lot of lightning in there, and there is some broad rotation. All right, coming back into Nebraska. had some weird like, mid-level rotation right in the middle of a rain shield. Kind of interesting. We'll go check it out. That is interesting. Oh, we got a tornado warning on this storm now. Radar indicator okay. So there is something going on in there. Right now we're heading east. The rotation is toward north, so we're going to work to get our way there. But man, that rotation is in the rain. It's kind of weird. I am looking to my north, and yeah, all I see is dark black sky and lots of rain. But we'll head that way and see what's going on. One more mile. Okay, gotta take a left here. And we're gonna be heading north right toward where the rotation is, so y'all. Wow, there's the first good CG of the day. Too bad I didn't turn about 10 seconds earlier. Now, if there's a rotation, it is basically due north of us. About 6 miles. So let's hoof it up there and see what we see. Right now, I just see a lot of rain. Alright, got some wind here. Be some RFD possibly. It's very possible there is something up here. There is a fairly tight couplet and some bunch of new lightning bolts. So it is right by a maybe a hail core, a maybe core. Here's a bunch of lightning around that little couplet up there. We are now 5 miles and closing. Tornado sirens. Alright, out of town. Not seeing anything. I'd probably be off just to the right side of the road. There's definitely some RFD going on. That is not that's not how you do it, people. Get off the road. We're behind the RFD. Don't see nothing. Yeah, I don't think there's probably anything really going on with it now. The couple that was there briefly has disappeared. Let's try to get a view of this from. Am I close enough to Omaha now? Might be, actually, yeah. Let's switch to Omaha. Being still pretty high, but. Whew, there's something stinky. That must have been a pig farm back there. That was, whew, potent. Now, the tornado warning has expired. In a severe thunderstorm warning for this cell, but yeah, it's the rotation. There was definite rotation there. I mean, out of the Hastings radar, it was pretty high, pretty elevated, but it would have made me wonder too. So probably justifiably one, but it was weird. It was so deep into the rain. All right, coming up to the highway here. Highway that'll take us to Beatrice. Yeah, back on 136. Yeah, that sounds familiar. On that road earlier. Yeah, I don't. There's a storm to my south that had a funnel cloud report on it. Kind of on the boundary. Oh, we still got some good lightning going. Yeah, storm's definitely heading into a cooler environment. Now that southern storm has maybe a little tongue of 70-degree temperatures to work with, but I'm not going to dive south for that one. I'll watch it, see what it does. And I'm sure it's moving off to the northeast. Yeah, it's moving off to the northeast, but I'm not going to probably worry about it much. Yeah, at least just to get the mud washed off that I got on that road back, gravel road. Yeah, this storm is heading into temperatures in the mid 60s. I got 70s to the north, 70s to the northwest, 70s to the south. But yeah, there's where this thing's headed. It is cooling off. So I mean, it's already showing signs of calming down. So that's what you call a wall of water. Definitely gonna get the car clean now. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm in Beatrice, Nebraska. I think I'm going to stop because the storm is moving into an unfavorable environment. I think it's probably chances of doing anything tornado-wise have probably come and gone. So I think I'm going to probably stop, grab a little bite to eat, get on the backside of the storm, see if there's any mamatas or anything cool like that for sunset, and then probably start making my trek home. But yeah, fun little chase today. Saw some nice structure. Did get on a tornado-warned storm. That was good. Apparently there was a tornado just off to our west earlier on, but yeah, cool. All right, well, hope you had fun. Thanks for riding along, and